Through decades on the front lines, Frank Dahlquist has learned that true leadership isn't about command, it's about compassion, courage, and readiness. After decades of service in the fire industry, instructor and veteran firefighter Frank Dahlquist has seen the profession evolve through challenge, tragedy, and triumph. In this conversation, Frank shares insights from his journey as a firefighter, instructor, and leader, and the lessons that continue to guide him today. What inspired you to become a firefighter and eventually an instructor? As a volunteer firefighter, Frank Dahlquist attended the State Fire Academy, spending 10 intense weeks mastering fire science and decision-making under stress. After earning journeyman and driver operator status, he felt driven to return as an instructor, determined to share his passion and help shape the next generation of firefighters. Why is education and continuous training so vital in the fire service? Frank Dahlquist: it's everything. During my probationary year, peers would ask how I already knew the job. It came from the culture of my first department. I took my oath seriously. I trained, I studied, I took ownership of it. I treated every day as my first and never cut corners. I always ask new firefighters, what does it mean to you to be a firefighter? And what does the person calling 911 expect from you when they have an emergency? Those answers should guide every action you take. What challenges have you seen in firefighter training and leadership development? Frank Dahlquist: inspiring others is the hardest part, especially for veterans. One of our mottos in the fire service is that we risk a lot to save a lot. It's a condensed version of Chief Alan Brunacini's risk-benefit analysis. But what does that really mean? When we walk into the fire station at the start of shift, our mindset has to change. It's no longer about us, it's about those we're called to selflessly serve. Every decision we make carries weight. To an untrained person, the instinct is self-preservation. For a trained firefighter, risk is managed through sound tactical judgment and calculated technique. Can you describe a moment when you faced failure or a difficult decision on duty? Two moments shaped Frank Dahlquist as an acting company officer. During a fire alarm call, he intervened when an agitated resident cornered a firefighter, realizing afterward how unprepared they were for mental health de-escalation. Later, at a 2 a.m. crash, he arrived to a car wrapped around a tree and made the call to stop extrication when the injuries were clearly fatal. The driver had just turned 21. Firefighters aren't trained to stop, but that night he learned leadership sometimes means accepting loss and making the hardest call. What defines your leadership style today? Frank Dahlquist: servant leadership. Treat every day as if it were your first. Be the perpetual probie. My nights often ended long after others had gone to sleep. Finishing reports, working on projects, planning for the next shifts. You serve your crews and your community first, and your own time comes later. What accomplishments are you most proud of? Frank Dahlquist: seeing my crews succeed. Watching probationary firefighters become journeymen. Firefighters promote to company officers. And company officers move up to chiefs. That's success. The citizens we serve have entrusted us to be there in their worst moments. That trust is sacred. My pride doesn't come from my own achievements, but from theirs. After all these years, what keeps you motivated? Frank Dahlquist: once a firefighter, always a firefighter. It's in the blood, and it's addicting. I live by the motto, be ready. There are always new challenges, new goals, and new relationships to build. Success is never about me. It's about us, our team, and our shared commitment to serve. Frank Dahlquist's perspective reminds us that firefighting is more than a profession. It's a lifelong commitment to courage, service, and growth. His words carry the quiet authority of someone who has lived the lessons he teaches. That readiness is a discipline, leadership is an act of service, and success is measured not by personal achievement but by the strength of the team. In every story he tells, one truth stands out. To serve others well, you must always be ready.